We're going to explain how to move a cell up in Excel. There are several ways to achieve this depending on what you mean by move. Are you moving the contents of the cell up, or are you physically shifting the entire cell itself upwards, affecting the layout of your spreadsheet? Let's cover both. 1. Moving cell contents up. If you want to copy the data from a cell to a cell above it, the simplest method is to select the cell you want to copy. Let's call it the source cell. Then select the cell above it, the destination cell. Press Ctrl+C or CMD+C on a Mac to copy the source cell's contents. Finally, press Ctrl+V or CMD+V on a Mac to paste the copied data into the destination cell. The original data in the source cell will remain unchanged. You could also right-click the source cell, select Copy, then right-click the destination cell and select Paste. This method works equally well for formulas. If the destination cell already contains data, the old data will be overwritten. 2. Moving a cell up, shifting cells. This is trickier because you're not simply copying data. You're rearranging the entire spreadsheet structure. Excel doesn't have a single button to directly move a cell upwards. Instead, you need to use the cut and insert method. First, select the cell you want to move upwards, then press Ctrl+X or CMD+X on a Mac to cut the cell's contents. Now select the cell above where you want the moved cell to go. Right-click and select Insert. A new row will be inserted above the selected cell, shifting all the rows below it down. Your cut cell's contents will then appear in the newly inserted row. This method moves the cell's data, and also adjusts any formulas referencing that cell or the cells that moved. Remember, if the cell contains a formula referencing other cells, these references might change. 3. Using formulas to move data, simulating moving up. If you're working with a lot of data and need a more dynamic solution, you can use formulas to simulate moving data upwards. For instance, if you have data in cell A2 and want it to appear in cell A1, you could enter A2 into cell A1. This will display the contents of A2 in A1 without actually moving cell A2. This approach is particularly useful for creating dynamic reports or dashboards where you need data to appear in different locations based on certain conditions. 4. Important note on row and column manipulation. Remember that deleting and inserting rows or columns will impact all cells related to that row or column. This is important to keep in mind if you are using formulas with cell references. If you delete a row, those cell references will change. Be careful and make sure you have backed up your spreadsheet if you're doing extensive row or column manipulation.